At this moment, we are about to sign an agreement with the Guyana Public Service Union. In that agreement, the public servant will benefit this year, retroactive from January, from a 10% increase in salary.
Guyanese brothers and sisters, when are you people going to wake the hell up? When are you going to wake up and realize that this government has lost respect for you? They know they can do anything to you guys now. And this is why they're going to continue to do it. We don't get from where we are to where we want to be by sitting and hoping. We get it by work. Consistent work. Not just strike for a couple of days and then you go back, cloak up in the classroom and you cloak up in your workplace and allowing these men to live like pharaohs. Our Islamic brother, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Ifran Ali, the leader of this nation, looks so uncomfortable delivering the news of that 10%. And he doesn't like it anymore. You could see it. He is so uncomfortable. The president is smart. He's well read. I don't believe that the president has to be looking down at the paper every minute to announce a 10% increase for the public service. It's clear Mr. President is uncomfortable. I don't know what is going on with Mr. President. But Guyanese brothers and sisters, your silence is consent for the government to continue to do this. After they ignored the unions in this country for 4 years of sitting in the seat of government, when you guys finally hear about a salary increase, after the teachers struck for a collective of 75 days and your children were at home missing out on their constitutional right to an education, they gave you 10% and gamble with that. They know that an announcement like this should let every Guyanese should down tool at this moment. They know that. They're just putting that information out there to test the waters to see if you guys sit and accept it and go through another year of this kind of subjection while these men live like gods, squandering our wealth. They brought in a power ship, now they're bringing in another power ship to suck our money, paying $1 million for each every year. And then our country has to take care of the upkeep of the power ship, pay for fuel for the power ship. Aren't you guys seeing this? Don't you know that we have GPL and the government can invest money in technology and all these things for GPL, generators for GPL, to where our country can actually earn that money instead of paying it away to somebody else? And after the government decide to give more than 80% of our earnings of oil to Exxon and S and Chevron and the different oil giants on the maritime location, you let them give you 10%, Guyana? The profit sharing deal, after the government takes 75%, the 25% that left, we get 12.5% of that, along with our 2% royalties. That is just about 16%. They give Exxon 80 and higher percent of all of our oil. They're giving the internationals tax exemptions. They're giving them land availability. The government, who a lot of their affiliates and cohorts continue to praise as great, who continue to squander away our wealth while they oppress you guys and you sit silent. I know it's because you believe that when they oppress you, it's only you they oppressing. But brothers and sisters, these are your children. It's your children's future. The future earnings of Guyana, these men are throwing away and giving away to internationals, Guyanese brothers and sisters. The Minister of Natural Resources, the Honorable Vikram Bharat, would have said during the NTC program when they were now introducing the National Teachers Council, he said that they have ramped up the production of oil, the amount of oil that they're pumping. He said that it's better for us to get the oil out fast so we can develop fast. I want you to know these resources are not infinite. They're finite and they're going to run out. And if you see certain policies aren't fixed, you guys are going to be working for the same slave wages. And we're going to have to pay back these giant loans to the IMF, to the Exim Bank. We're going to have to repay it. And it's going to be our tax dollars that's going to have to repay it. Because the government is banking on everything going perfect. But in the present, 50% of you are living at and below the poverty line. Your children are suffering. Your children deserve the finer things, Guyanese brothers and sisters. When the government delivers an address like the president just gave, and I could tell the president was so uncomfortable as he gave that address, because this is not what the president wanted to give. I could tell the president, no, Guyanese people deserve better. All over the All over this country, I hear the president is a good man. Ifranali is a good man. His Excellency is a good man. But somebody seems to be manipulating this system, manipulating our state apparatus, that have the president continually have to let us down. Let us down in this type of a way. When everybody in the country can clearly see that the president is capable of doing so well if he's just left alone to run this country. 10% increase after they ignored you for 4 years. After they allowed the teachers to strike for 75 days, they gamble with the workforce, down in tools, and shutting this country down by announcing 10%. But they're so clever that they made sure that they have the rumor of this possibility that y'all gonna get $100,000, $500 floating in the air. So everybody's adding that to their Christmas bonus, telling themselves that when they get this 10% and this 100,000 come, we gonna then nice. But then what happen after though? Cost of living gone up again. Inflation gone up again. Our dollar drops a point on the value scale on the world dollars. And then we left to live in that situation while the pharaohs, the gods, the demigods continue to turn this beautiful democracy into a kleptocracy, enrich their rich friends, run the country based on policies that only benefit the rich, and they have no regards for the poor. We are at a serious turn in life. The country is about to make a serious turn, and it can only turn for the better or for the worse. It's based on how much we accept, and our silence is taken as consent, so it's acceptance. If we continue to accept this financial subjugation and this financial apartheid that the government continue to throw upon us, understand this, we are going to end up worse than Venezuela and other countries. When the upper class gets so far and there is no middle class, that society collapses, and you and I that are barely earning start to fight each other for the little 20% of the resources that have to be distributed among 90 and higher percent of us. The government of Guyana continue to manipulate you, continue to mislead you, continue to test you, continue to patronize you, do everything but good governance. Collect our tax dollars from international corporations when they want to invest into this country. Run the correct commercial rate, the international commercial rate on international investors. Good governance. The deal with ExxonMobil, get the referendum done for our oil government so you don't have to continue to say that we don't have the fiscal space when we know we do. Fixed compensation for your people, pension and public assistance. These are the things you need to do, government. Fix the dysfunctions in your country and stop bringing in power ships onto our docks so that they can suck billions of Guyana dollars out of Guyanese pockets every year. This is good governance. Make sure you retain the experience. Make sure you retain your experienced staff, especially in the health field. That is good governance. Not every week is a press conference. Every week is a video release, and then at the end of it, it's always disappointment because you give the people 10%. You're paying them the lowest salary in South America, one of the lowest in the Caribbean, and they are worth the most government of Guyana. And then you hope to ascend to the seat of government with a one-off $100,000 cash grant and a bunch of promises, which we know by now your promises are nothing but hot air. Because you promised to raise the salary by 25%. The vice president said we should ask for 50%. And when we asked, we had to take you guys to court. When the judge said y'all can't slash our salaries, you went and appealed. So we know for a fact we can't trust you men at your words and your promises. Guyanese brothers and sisters, it's time for us to band together. And if not stand for yourself, look at your children. You think you're living hard now? Picture Guyana when all the oil has been exploited, most of the gold has been exploited, the bauxite has been exploited, and we have nothing there to feed our family and no financial blanket because you guys sat and accepted it for the decades of your life. This is an Eternity Enterprise presentation.